Here's an overview of the metric system of measurement, what the metric units are, and how to convert them. The basic units of measurement for each of the quantities that we will be measuring are: length is measured with a meter, which is about the same length as a yard. Volume, which is a liter, and a liter holds about the same as a quart. And mass or weight is measured with the gram. A paperclip weighs about a gram. For other units, we use prefixes. To create larger units, we use the kilo, or 1,000 units, the hecto, or 100 units, or the deca, or 10 units. To create smaller units, the prefixes are deci, which is a tenth of a unit, centi, which is 100th of a unit, and milli, which is 1,000th of a unit. Let's see some examples of creating units using the prefixes along with the basic units. If you have 1,000 meters, that is the same as 1 kilometer. Another way to say that is that 1,000th of a kilometer is the same as 1 meter. 100 liters equals a hectoliter. So 100th of a hectoliter would be the same as a liter. And 10 grams is equal to 1 decagram, or a tenth of a decagram is the same as 1 gram. Now for the smaller units, we have a tenth of a gram is a decigram. Again, another way to say that is that 10 decigrams make 1 gram. 100th of a meter is equal to 1 centimeter, or 100 centimeters is the same as 1 meter. And finally, 1,000th of a liter is equal to a milliliter. 1,000 milliliters would be the same as 1 liter. Now we can mix and match these prefixes with any of our 3 units to create other units of measurement. For example, we could combine hecto with meter and have a hectometer. Now, writing out all these names with prefixes would be quite long, so we've created some abbreviations that we can use. For the basic units, we use a 1-letter abbreviation, M for meters, L for liters, and we use a capital L so that it's not confused with a 1 when we handwrite it, and then G for grams. The other units use a 2- or 3-letter abbreviation. The last letter in the abbreviation is for the unit and will be an M, an L, or a G. The first 2 letters of the abbreviation indicate the prefix that is on the unit. Here are some examples. The milliliter is an M for the meter and an M for the milli, millimeter. The centiliter is a C for the centi and an L for the liter, CL. The decigram is a D for the deci and a G for the gram, or DG for decigrams. Now, the abbreviation for decagram takes a little bit of thought because we've already used a D for deci. So one thing that people do is to use a capital D for deca, and therefore using the abbreviation capital DG. This fits with the 2-letter abbreviation. What's more commonly done is to use DK for deca or DA for deca, and then to add the letter for the unit. So you'd have a decagram is either DKG or DAG. Your textbook uses the DA abbreviation. I tend to use either the DK abbreviation or the capital D abbreviation. For hecto, we go back to our normal 2-letter abbreviations. The hectometer, H for hecto, M for meter. And the kiloliter, K for kilo, L for liter. All of these can be mixed and matched again as well. Now let's look at converting from one metric unit to another metric unit. In order to do this, you should remember the phrase, King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. Well, actually, you don't really need to remember the phrase because it's the first letter of each word that's important. King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. Each of these letters stands for either a prefix or the basic units of measurement. The K for kilo, the H for hecto, the first D for deca, the U for the units. This would be either the grams, the liters, or the meters. The second D is for deci, the C is for centi, and the M is for milli. Now let's look at an example. We would like to convert 7.5 kilometers into decimeters. Here, the K for kilometers and the D for deci. Notice it's a lowercase d and only 2 letters, so it's deci. We need to get from the K in our phrase to the D, the second D. That takes 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to the right. That means we're going to move the decimal in 7.5 4 decimal places to the right. So we start at 7.500. Notice that we added zeros as we moved more and more decimal places. Now we have 75,000 decimeters. Here's another example. 2,500 milligrams. To how many grams? Well, this time we're going from the M and milli to the U. Remember, U stands for the unit and is either the gram, the meter, or the liter, depending on what you're measuring. So in this case, we're getting from the M to the U, and that takes 1, 2, 3 steps to the left. So the decimal in 2,500 is moved 3 places to the left, and we get 2.5 grams. Now, area takes a little different approach because area units are square units, and because 10 squared is equal to 100. For each letter we move, we have to move 2 decimal places. Here's our phrase, King Henry doesn't usually drink chocolate milk. And here's our conversion. We want to convert 1,200,000 square centimeters into square meters. Now we're going from centi, the C, to M, the U for units. And that takes 1, 2 moves. But remember, these are area units. So when we move our decimal, we have to move the decimal 2 places for each letter. Here's our 1,200,000, and we move the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to the left. And our answer is 120 square meters. That's a quick review of the metric system. I hope this helps, and you can refer to it as you're working on your homework.